Well, this is Pastor Dan, and we've been talking about where do you see God and God's love in the universe, particularly in nature. Been wrestling with the tension between the beautiful nature and the broken nature. So let me shift gears a little bit and do something that maybe you would not have thought about. And it's certainly no proof, but it's pretty amazing to me. I'm going to call this particular clip today, impressions. Those moments when you get an impression and just say, what are the odds that I just thought that up by myself? I read a story, a well-known person, I won't give you the name or the company that he owns, but he had faith. And he was going to fly somewhere. I think he had a private plane or a private jet. I forget that detail. And they took off from this airport and were just climbing away when all of a sudden he heard over the radio from the tower, "Mayday, Mayday, everybody return," whatever, something like that. So turned around, landed the plane, came running into the little terminal there, and there was his son, who was a diabetic, I think, and they were going to give him an injection of something that would have killed him. That's the gist of the story. And he got there just in time to say, no, don't let him have that. He needs this instead. He's allergic to that. Saved his son's life. He's so thankful that he got back. He would have been gone. He never would have been there except for the mayday from the tower. So he went back to the tower. He said, "Guys, I don't know all that was going on, but I just want to say thank you. Saved my son's life." He said, "We didn't say that. We didn't send out a mayday." A voice came. An impression came. I wasn't there. But I know what that feels like. When this moment, without that impression, something terrible would have happened. I had lunch today as I tape this with Dwight Nelson. Dwight Nelson is the pastor of Andrews University, the Pioneer Memorial Church. He's been there for almost 40 years. We've been friends for over 50 years, 55 years. We were in high school together in Singapore. We did all of our doctoral classes together. We roomed together, young pastors together. We've been together a long time. And he was in California, and I got to have lunch with him. Here we are, just around 70, friends all this time. We were young pastors together. We were driving from Portland, Oregon to go to Walla Walla. I'm driving. I had a magazine called Games Magazine, had puzzles in it. He's got that magazine. He's working on puzzles, and he would talk to me, and I would sometimes glance down and give him an answer. But I'm looking up at the road. We're going through the gorge there, the Columbia River, and around a curve, I saw a car, and somehow it looked to me like that car wasn't on the right side. It was on our side of the road. And I said, "I'm not sure." And I just thought, I better move into the other lane just in case. No more did I move into that line. Shoom, this car went by. Because we're closing at 70 miles an hour. Both of us, that's 140 miles an hour. Dwight looks up, and what was that? Car on our side of the road. Oh. Here we are, 45 years later. That's 90 years of ministry, the two of us. Been all over the world preaching. All would have been snuffed out if I hadn't had that impression that car was on the other side of the road. Is that from God? Just good eyesight? Just an accident? Or from God? And people of faith say that those moments come from God. How many times have I been about ready to close the door and get in the car and go and feel my pocket don't have the keys and would have been locked out, or forgot something that I really needed? Many times. I said, "Thank you, God. That would have been terrible. I got to go preach. I got to be there in a few minutes. I got to do a wedding. What if I'd forgotten?" How many times have we got an impression to send money to somebody? How many times have I gone to someone's house or to a hospital and they say, "Oh, I needed you to come today. hoping and praying you would come today. So thank you, God, this one time. I got it. Times that I have encouraged people to get baptized and they died a few days later. I worked on a man in Chicago. Been coming to church for 50 years. I said, my friend, maybe it's time to do this. And I helped answer a couple questions he had. He got baptized and died. I said, thank you, God. Sent me there at the right time, at the right day to say the right thing from God. C.S. Lewis tells a famous story. I may have told it here. He was going to go get a haircut because he had to preach, and then the preaching canceled. So I thought, maybe don't need the haircut. Well, I'll go anyway. Had to go here, 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 here. Finally walked in the door, and the guy said, I was praying you would come today. Impressions. Impressions that we believe come from God, a God of love who says, I love you, and I'm going to whisper to you. I'm not going to shout it out that you will know or that everyone else will know beyond a shadow of a doubt. It's possible to disbelieve, or you can believe that it's from God. Amazing impressions when you're driving, doctors who need a diagnosis, pastors who need a text to preach, thousands of ways, solutions to problems from God. This is Spotlight. We'll be with us next week. Thank you. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.